7 tiers of skincare spending separate a bar of soap from an anti-aging regimen that costs $25,000 per year. The industry promises each level up will transform your skin. The clinical data says otherwise. We put every tier under the microscope, cost, claims, and trial evidence to find where your money delivers real results and where it vanishes. It starts at level 1, where doing nothing carries a hidden price of its own. Number 1 starts with what looks like the cheapest option of all, just soap and water, or sometimes nothing at all. At first glance, this zero-cost approach seems harmless, but the science tells a different story. Using harsh bar soap strips away the skin's protective lipids, raising transepidermal water loss within weeks and leaving the barrier compromised. Even more quietly, skipping daily sunscreen allows cumulative ultraviolet damage to build up, driving roughly 80% of visible aging over a lifetime. Dermatology consensus is clear: doing nothing is not free. The hidden cost is accelerated aging and a weakened barrier, setting the stage for every other level to offer measurable improvement, if only by restoring what has been lost. In second place, the 3-product core, cleanser, moisturizer, and broad-spectrum SPF emerges as the foundation of evidence-based skincare. Board-certified dermatologists and the American Academy of Dermatology converge on this minimalist regimen for a reason. It delivers nearly 90% of all measurable improvement in skin health at a fraction of the cost of even the most basic multi-step routines. The clinical rationale is simple. A gentle, pH-balanced cleanser preserves the skin's protective barrier, reducing transepidermal water loss by as much as 30% in controlled trials. Moisturizers rich in ceramides and hyaluronic acid restore hydration and reinforce the lipid matrix, with meta-analyses showing up to 85% improvement in barrier scores. The third pillar, broad-spectrum SPF 30 or higher, blocks the ultraviolet cascade that drives the majority of visible aging. According to American Academy of Dermatology guidelines, consistent sunscreen use prevents up to 80% of clinical photoaging and more than half of long-term hyperpigmentation. Crucially, this entire regimen can be assembled for less than $20 per month using generic or store-brand equivalents. Drugstore cleansers and moisturizers, when chosen for their active ingredients rather than their marketing, match the performance of premium brands in blinded studies. Generic mineral SPF 50 often retails for under $8, meeting the same FDA standards as luxury sunscreens. When used consistently, cleanser twice daily, moisturizer, and SPF each morning, this core routine improves composite skin scores by nearly 3 points on a 4-point scale, according to a 2025 American Academy of Dermatology cohort of over 2,000 adults. This is the benchmark against which every pricier step must be measured. The evidence is unmistakable. For the vast majority of consumers, more spending buys only marginal gains, while the 3-product core quietly captures the lion's share of real, clinically proven benefit. Third on our list, a single proven active, whether retinoid, vitamin C, or niacinamide, marks the tipping point where science still justifies the extra investment. This is the level I personally use, and for good reason. The evidence is hard to ignore. Randomized controlled trials show that over-the-counter retinoids at concentrations of 0.3 to 0.5% reduce fine lines by 20 to 30% in just 12 weeks. Vitamin C, when formulated at 10 to 15% L-ascorbic acid, delivers a 10 to 15% boost in skin brightness and an 8% drop in hyperpigmentation scores. Niacinamide, at 4 to 5%, shrinks visible pores and calms redness, with effect sizes in the 8 to 12% range. These are not marketing claims. They are numbers pulled from meta-analyses and peer-reviewed journals. The cost? Most single-active serums fall between $20 and $50 a month, still a far cry from the $100 routines that follow. For many, this is the sweet spot before diminishing returns set in. Maria R., a marketing manager from Ohio, found herself spending over $700 a month on a luxury 12-step routine. After switching to a level 3 regimen, just the core cleanser, moisturizer, SPF, plus generic retinol and vitamin C, her dermatologist recorded a 20% reduction in fine lines and a 15% improvement in photo damage after 12 months. Her total spend dropped by more than 90%, yet her results matched or exceeded her previous high-cost approach. The data are clear. Adding a single, well-studied active gives the highest marginal benefit for every extra dollar spent. Beyond this point, the marketing gets louder, but the science gets thinner. Number 4 marks the arrival of the multi-step enthusiast, the point where skincare routines multiply and so do the promises. The 10-step Korean regimen, first popularized in 2014, transformed the global beauty market almost overnight. Suddenly, toners, essences, and specialized eye creams were no longer optional. They were framed as essential for anyone seeking glass skin. Yet, when the science is stripped from the marketing, the story changes. Randomized controlled trials put the added benefit of toners and essences at less than 2%. Statistically significant, perhaps, but clinically negligible. Korean dermatologists themselves have cautioned that layering more products often leads to irritation, not improvement. Eye creams, meanwhile, command 3 to 5 times the price of a standard moisturizer, despite sharing nearly identical active ingredients. Ingredient audits reveal that hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and panthenol appear in both categories, with no evidence of superior results for the pricier option. As routines expand from 3 products to 6, 8, or even 10, the monthly cost can climb to $150, yet the measurable gains barely budge. What emerges is a sharp divergence. While the industry touts each new step as a breakthrough, the evidence shows a plateau. The multi-step approach is where spending starts to outpace science, and marketing becomes the main driver of complexity. Number 5 introduces the era of at-home devices, LED masks, and microcurrent gadgets that promise clinical results without leaving your bathroom. The marketing is seductive, professional-grade technology now in your hands, with claims of wrinkle reduction and lifted contours. But the technical reality tells a different story. Independent lab tests submitted in the New Face class action lawsuit revealed that the device's output, just 0.08 milliamps, delivers between 28 and 504 times less electrical exposure than the therapeutic minimum seen in dermatology studies. LED masks, too, fall short. While clinical models deliver 10 to 30 milliwatts per square centimeter, consumer versions average just 0.1 to 0.3 milliwatts per square centimeter, making them 10 to 100 times weaker than their professional counterparts. Systematic reviews confirm that at-home LED and microcurrent devices offer at best a 2 to 6% improvement in wrinkle depth, barely above placebo and well below the threshold for real clinical change. Yet prices routinely reach $200 to $500 upfront, with the added cost justified by a promise that simply is not matched by the delivered dose. The allure of high-tech hardware is powerful, but the evidence shows that most of these gadgets operate far below the levels required for meaningful results. The industry banks on the appeal of innovation, while the data point to a familiar pattern: escalating spend, diminishing returns. Number 6 introduces the world of luxury creams and monthly spa rituals, where the price tag is driven by branding rather than by what is inside the jar. The financial anatomy of these prestige products is laid bare in SEC filings. Estee Lauder's luxury skincare division, which includes La Mer, routinely posts gross margins between 78% and 85%. Internal cost sheets, leaked in 2024, reveal that the active ingredients in a $350 jar of La Mer account for just 12% of its retail price, less than $45 worth of actual material. The rest is packaging, marketing, and the aura of exclusivity. Controlled trials comparing La Mer to basic ceramide-rich moisturizers show no significant difference in skin barrier repair or wrinkle depth after 12 weeks. The only measurable edge is a higher luxury feel score, a subjective benefit that does little for actual skin health. For consumers spending $300 to $800 a month on these products in regular spa facials, the data tell a consistent story. The extra dollars buy experience and promise, not demonstrably better skin. The leap in cost at this level marks the sharpest break between evidence and aspiration, setting the stage for the even steeper spending that follows. Number 7 marks the extreme end of the skincare spectrum, where spending leaps from hundreds to thousands per month, and the promises move from creams to clinical procedures. Fractional laser resurfacing, for example, delivers some of the largest measurable changes seen in dermatology. Controlled trials report wrinkle depth reductions of 30% or more, but each session can cost upwards of $1,000, and a full course often exceeds $5,000. Botox, the most popular injectable neuromodulator, reliably cuts dynamic lines by about 25%. Maintaining results averages $1,200 a year. For a select group, annual skincare spending can top $25,000, especially when these interventions are bundled with high-end supplements and off-label treatments. The evidence here is nuanced. Procedures like lasers and injectables do produce noticeable effects, but the cost per percentage point of improvement skyrockets. Meanwhile, the supplement industry often blurs the line between science and marketing. Between 2018 and 2023, the FDA issued 23 warning letters to collagen supplement brands for making unsubstantiated claims about skin elasticity. At this level, the gap between what is promised and what is proven becomes impossible to ignore. The clinical payoff exists, but for most, the financial and physical risk far outweighs the incremental gain. The escalation is clear. Science can deliver results, but the price of chasing perfection is rarely justified by the evidence. Across all 7 levels, one pattern is undeniable. Science delivers 90% of skin health with 3 affordable products. Each upgrade promises transformation, but the data says it will not. Skincare's real secret: simplicity wins. In an industry built on escalation, evidence, not marketing, should decide where your money goes.